Now I've got an exclusive here that I totally uncovered on my own. No, there was a that's a reference. There was someone who JT was talking about who was on Twitter trying to pass it off like, he like got the scoop on it when it was actually JT who originally reported on it. But I obviously can't do that because obviously everyone knows it's JT because the thing's right up there. So, but I was talking about this earlier. But to get some kind of exclusive, I'm like, I hope this is one of those things where it shows people in the company and kind of, has them kind of saying how they feel about things because I know that like BioWare, I know not everyone there is bad. And the reason why the games are so bad is pretty much because of the higher ups. These higher ups who are activists, the higher ups who care more about writing a bad character that's diverse than writing a good character that's diverse. Um, so hopefully the kind of sheds light on those people, the ones who just go in and just try to do their job. Like I just do my job, you know. But exclusive insider tells all. BioWare secret layoffs disaster behind the scenes. BioWare caught lying by omission about many employees being let go. My BioWare insider has reached out to me confirming what I predicted in my previous coverage, and many others have suspected. BioWare ripped a page out of the modern journalism playbook and wasn't being entirely truthful with their customers about the state of its workforce. While the company skirts around the words and remains silent on the mentioning of anything to do with layoffs, now former employees have taken to Blue Sky, because of course they have, to express their frustration, ironically, inadvertently exposing BioWare's attempt to downplay the situation, and mentioning how BioWare was more concerned with public perception and YouTubers making videos than actually informing their own employees about what's transpiring. It's those people who should be let go, the higher ups, not the good, hardworking ones who go in and bust their ass. Um, Before I get into my insiders, I think, oh, while insiders wild and exclusive information for full context, we need to look at what those affected have had to say because yikes, am I right? It's not a great look. From the blog post, specifically Gary McKay, general manager of BioWare, stated, we have incredible talent here at BioWare, and so have worked diligently over the past few months to match many of our colleagues with other teams at EA that had open roles that were a strong fit. We put them where we thought they would do a lot of good, a lot of good. Uh, but all that jargon dances around what happened to those that weren't matched to another team at EA, and the fallout from it hasn't been pretty. I mean, specifically, most, if not all, the writers and editors have been slashed. And LeMay kicked it off by sharing her experience. This is Anne Linné. I was a writer at BioWare for 5 years, 2011 to 2016. I leaned a lot during that time. You mean, oh, she means I learned. I learned a lot during that time from exceptional. How do I reach these kids? From exceptional folks, ending with an X because, inclusivity in many disciplines, but also specifically from my fellow writers and our amazing editors, and on both the ME and DA brands. Today, not a single one of those writers and editors remains employed there. Yeah, them's the shits. While it can be unfortunate to see anyone lose their job anywhere, I can't help but chuckle at the irony of this post specifically. A professional writer of 5 years at BioWare making multiple grammatical errors while simultaneously lamenting her employment loss. Leaned instead of learned. She was just the icing on the cake, folks. It's like Latinx. It's like, just please stop. It's times like this where I take Asmongold's stance on loss of employment in the game industry, paraphrasing, too bad, so sad you weren't good enough. The customer responded by not purchasing slop, and now the consequences are you're out of a job. I don't feel bad for people like this because believe me, if the same were to befall YouTubers covering the situation, we all know they'd be the first one dancing on our graves. Yeah. This is Jen Chevrolet. After almost 14 years of BioWare, I'm devastated to learn today that myself and others must seek new opportunities. I'm so grateful for all the learning challenges and most importantly, the team. I will remember my time here with joy. Tomorrow we'll move forward. For today, I will just be sad. Oh yeah, Ryan. So my time at BioWare has ended. It was a wild ride with some fantastic people, but it's time to look for new challenges. I'm an editor, writer with 26 plus years of experience across video games, novels, short stories, newspapers, and marketing comms. If you know of a good fit, please let me know. Uh, Karine West. Hello, I'm looking for work, ideally as in an editor role. It's been an honor to work with so many talented professionals, and am pleased and a pleasure to meet so many amazing community members. I'm in my 19 years of BioWare. I'm so grateful to all of you. Must be, but the Trick Weeks, and are they related? I'm now looking for a new writing narrative position. It's been a privilege to work with so many amazing devs over my 20 years at BioWare, and I will cherish the memories of those wonderful folks in the community I've met along the way. Thank you all. It's not about the stories you wrote, it was about the friends you made along the way. These first-hand accounts paint a very different picture from what the one BioWare tried to present publicly with their studio update blog post from the other day. This isn't just some minor shakeup. Nah. This is a full-on gutting of their experienced writer and editorial staff, and potentially far-reaching beyond that as well. The lack of transparency extreme, and was something I called out in my previous coverage of the situation. How they seemingly sidestepped any mention of layoffs, but the math didn't add up whatsoever. Never does. It was a PR puff piece. Puff piece? A piece of puff. Reese's Puffs. Cheese Puffs. PR Puffs. Trying desperately to save face. But at the end of the day, the only thing being saved was the pie to be on it after the truth came out. I hope everyone gets a huge slice of humble pie. Now let's get to what my insider revealed, what's really going on with the situation. You know, JT was all like, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And his insider was like, and we tried. The team on the current project is expected to be fewer than 72 members for the time being until production begins. Only the core team members are being retained to refine the pitch and ensure the mistakes from the past projects are not repeated. God. The situation is critical for the studio's future. Imagine that. The concepts of being more agile likely involve rotating team members in and out based on project needs. Additionally, it would not be surprising if by agile they meant that at the Edmonton site is expected to close, and remaining staff will be working off-site. This will help reduce costs while keeping the operations going. A full shutdown was a real concern, which would have negatively impacted both employees and the community. This restructuring is seen as the best possible outcome, despite challenges caused by some individuals who push an agenda that wasn't aligned with the core vision. BioWare Montreal, who saw Mass Effect Andromeda fail, were not given this They were closed down entirely, and their staff had to find new studios or be laid off. My biggest takeaway from all of this was the additionally, it would not be surprising if by agile they meant that Edmonton site is expected to close and remaining staff will be working off site. Quote. That right there reaffirms that that there may still be legs on the rumor that BioWare Edmonton may be shut down following the EA town hall sometime. Yeah, I think I went over that the other day. We do not have an exact date at this time. The environment at EA's BioWare is anything but stable these days. Pretty much like every other corporation, like gaming company. Like all these companies are dealing with layoffs because they keep producing shit. Like look at Ubisoft. Look at 2024 for Ubisoft. This once a paragon of gaming. Look what they are now. Like every game they released failed. It failed. You had something like Skull and Bones that cost $150 million to make. And that's just assuming that was just to make. That's not factoring in the marketing, which is another 100 to 200 million. They released freaking Star Wars Outlaws that they thought was going to be a huge success. No one freaking played it. All the crap that's been going around with Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's been one thing after another, after another, after another. Ubisoft, just like I said, paragon once of gaming, just like a shell of itself now. EA, Activision, BioWare, Bethesda, you the company, it's having problems. Because they keep partnering with people like Sweet Baby Inc. who doesn't really care, or the people in their own company start like, oh, well, we want to add this. Well, I don't think we should. Okay, well, you don't have to add that. I mean, you're the game programmer. You don't have to add it, but may not have a job tomorrow. So, but it starts with the higher ups. So all these companies have higher ups who are so focused on DEI and inclusive. The whole we need to produce games where gamers can see themselves. But then they produce games where the gamers don't see themselves because the characters they're creating are just stereotypes. I can't relate to a stereotype. They're creating like black characters, but then the black characters are stereotypes. So, you know, um, but it's 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 the gaming industry now. Um, all of them on Blue Sky speaks volumes. Hopefully, these talentless propagandists never find work again. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but if they're those people who were kind of pushing for this crap to be done, like I said, you have the people like the higher ups, the senior editors or the head writers or whatever, they're the ones who kind of have the final say. And if a employee, some nobody like us, was to say, I don't think we should add that because I don't think the gamers, the audience would like that. The head writer or whoever's in charge will like, okay, well, I appreciate your input. And then the next day you're told that you don't have a job anymore. So these people who just want to go in and make a good game have no choice but to basically bend the knee to these higher ups who they know are ruining the game. and they're the ones who have to usually be the first ones to pay the price for it. But yeah, BioWare, same thing. I mean, great company, years ago, but look where they are now. I mean, really, if you think about it, the only company that really isn't suffering that much is Nintendo, because they've kept their formula the same for 40 years. Just make games that people like and games that people want to play. It's not that simple, it's not that hard. It's a simple formula, and that's why they've had not only so many successful games, but why so many of their characters are still beloved after 40 years. Mario, you got your Mario series, you have Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, Kirby, Star Fox. Like, what do these people have now? What do they have now? Nothing. They don't have franchises that have been going for that long because they've messed everything up. Because they care more about, oh, well, we need to let the person see themselves, and we need to put this message in here because racism's bad, and we need to treat people like they're stupid and not like they're smart. So we need to make that message right in their face. They sacrifice everything for that crap. And then when the game goes south, they come out, oh, you're just a bunch of phobes, this and isms. You hate women and you hate black. No, we hate bad writing. If you have a game, every person could be black for all we care. Just make them good, well-written characters. Like, seriously, it's not that fucking hard. It's not that hard, especially for overly paid writing staff. It shouldn't be that hard. An overly paid writing staff, people who claim to be college educated and creative and this and that, and yet you people keep making bland characters, bland, stereotyped characters. I bet anyone watching me right now could make a character, a diverse character, 1,000 times better than these people who are getting paid for it. Guarantee. I guarantee any one of you can make a better diverse character than these people at these these companies. So it's not about the diversity. Again, every character could be black. Every character could be gay. Every character could be trans. It doesn't matter. Just make them well written. We don't care what they are. Just make them good characters that we can relate to. Even if I'm not trans or black, I can still relate to a character if they're well written. But that's something that these corporations, these companies can't do. They can't write diverse and have engaging characters. No, it's one or the other. It's a sad trade-off. Oh well, we got our diverse character, but hey, they're going to be a stereotype of, hey, we have a black character. Are they a sassy black woman? Oh, you bet they are. Hey, we made a gay guy. We have a homosexual man. Are they flamboyant? Oh, wouldn't expect anything less. And then when people complain about bad representation of those kinds of characters, we get called phobes, this, and isms when we're saying, just write better characters. Stop stereotyping. Not all gay men are flamboyant. There are masculine gay men, and the fact that they keep portraying gay men as flamboyant or black women as sassy and loud, it just kind of shows you what they think of you as well. So, but these layoffs, as long as they're laying off the ones who deserve it, I have no problem with this. I have no problem with this whatsoever, because, it's like I said the last video, the team is only as good as the team lead. If you have the team lead and they're making all the wrong decisions, it's not going to work. But what do I know? What do I know? Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.